Welcome to the second episode. This is Monia,
I'm Marilyn.
And Jocelyn.
and today we are talking about our experiences in school. So to start it off, did y'all have any embarrassing moments in school?
Middle school, it was my birthday. I think it was maybe 7th grade. And that day, since we have to go sit in the gym, um, we were getting released to our homeroom. And then I got up, and then somehow I got tripped by this girl in the middle of the gym, and everybody was getting up, and so everybody saw that I fell. And that happened. And then that same day, we were fixing the pond outside. And me being the clumsy person that I am, I tangled my foot in the net that we were cleaning, and I fell again. And then yeah, and then another moment, I guess like the common the common moments that I have that are embarrassing are when I raise my hand to answer a question and then it's wrong, or when that happens and it's just I feel embarrassed because I know that I answered wrong, and then people are gonna be like, she's dumb.
I hate that too. Like everyone looks at you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks having that feeling.
Yeah.
People just love to stare at you for no reason.
Yep. What about you, Jocelyn?
Me? I'm trying to remember, but the one that I can think of, top of my head, would be probably in 3rd grade. Maybe I think 3rd grade. I think it was 3rd grade. So I remember I was at some teacher's class, and I had to go use the restroom really bad, really bad. And so I asked the teacher, like, hey, can I go to the restroom? And she told me to go, but I had to go really bad. And so I run to the bathroom, and and I pee myself. I know. Ew. I know, 3rd grade. I know, 3rd grader. But yeah, I pee my pants, and it's really embarrassing. But I was like, should I just stay in here, or should I just go back and put my shirt a little bit down so people don't see that I pee myself? Yeah, it's really embarrassing, and so that's what I did. And the good thing, it was like around 12 around there, because school ends at 2 elementary. But I had to stay. I had to stay after school because I was in this program, so I had to stay after school.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, I'm like, should I stay or should I go? And so, since me, I don't like. I like following the rules, so I stayed. I was like, dang, I don't have to stay, and people have to smell me. It's so gross. But yeah, that's my embarrassing story. I don't know if it's that embarrassing, but it was disgusting. For sure, for sure.
I think something similar happened to me in middle school as well.
Mm-hmm.
But this time it was with, the other thing.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And we were going to lunch, and since I don't like missing class, so I hold it in, and then that happened, and then I go to lunch, and I tell one of my friends, I'm like, hey, I think, and so I get up, and then I go to the restroom, and I'm like, oh gosh. And so then I go to the nurse, and then they have to call my dad, and then get a change of clothes. It's embarrassing, when that happens.
Heck yeah. I don't think, has that ever happened to y'all? Well, it happened to you, obviously, but I think that has happened to me. I think it was last year.
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't like a huge,
Yeah.
stain. But yeah, it's embarrassing.
It's like also embarrassing when you're on your period and you don't know in school.
But yeah, and you're not sure if you are or not.
Yeah.
And then you just see that there's a spot when someone says, "Oh, you got a spot behind." You have to ask everyone, "Do you see it?"
You see it.
So it's embarrassing.
It is. What about you, Mania?
I think Marilyn will remember this substitute. So you remember the guy who looks like a KFC
Oh
dude?
yeah.
Oh yes, I know that guy also.
Dude, okay, he is so mean. I don't know why. So he was the substitute for, and we were in Merson's class and we had literally nothing to do.
Oh yeah.
We just usually sit above, and then remember I had to like go down and ask if we can like go somewhere, and he's like, "No, y'all gotta walk." And then I'm like, "But you're not my teacher," and he's like, "Well, how rude is that?" And I'm like, "I'm not in your class."
He wasn't even our substitute that day. There was another sub for the other
Yeah,
class, and he still like didn't let us go.
yeah, like everyone was like kind of looking at us because he was speaking really loudly.
Yeah.
And it was like, you either walk or you either play. And I'm like, I'm not in your class. And he took offense to that apparently, but it was still embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate it how some substitute teachers think they
Yeah,
I don't know. I forgot what I was gonna say, but
they're like usually worse than the
yeah,
teacher.
I feel like they think they're responsible. Well, they are responsible, but they take it like too far. I don't know.
Yeah.
Introvert maybe. Introvert might just keep that to themselves, but if you were to share it with an extrovert, it would be like a different story. They might like start rumors and tell other people about what you told them, and so it's always I don't know what I'm saying, but
It's always better to keep it
yeah,
safe.
yes,
Yeah.
Like, you can just tell by their
Mm-hmm.
faces, the extroverted people, and they're like, you're you're never gonna be in my squad.
ew,
You're never gonna be in my group ever again
ew.
or
I
something.
hate when people use squad.
I couldn't find another word. I'll just say group.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I just don't like when people use squad. I don't know. I just think it's too. It's kind of
Like the
cringy.
sister squad.
It's kind of old too.
Sissy squad.
You know how that turned out.
Aye.
Well, then that really brings us to that question, like, how do y'all feel about group or partner work?
Ooh, partner work and group work. Well, I prefer. Well, it depends. To be honest, it depends who's in your classroom and who you feel comfortable talking to. Like, let's just say, if I had like y'all in my class in one class, right? I'm pretty sure we're gonna group together because we know each other and we feel comfortable around each
Hmm.
other. Like we
But
like
like,
we know what to expect from each other. But like we know what to expect from each other, and like we know we can work together and finish the project. But yeah,
Yeah.
partner.
yeah.
You guys can go. Sorry.
But like, how about a situation where you don't have your friends
Ooh,
or people you know?
that's hard. That's really challenging, especially if a teacher partners you up with the group. That is so
Yeah.
challenging, and I I hate when that happens. I remember I think it was last year. We had to do a project. I had to do a group project with some people, and all of them were like really social people. They wouldn't like do their work. So I would be the one who would be doing mostly all the work for them, and then they would like receive the same grade as me, and I'm like, well, I did mostly all the work, and they did some of it. They just.
Oh man, I really hate that.
I'm like, they just set up the PowerPoint. That's it.
So the way that I feel about group and partner projects or work is that I feel like I like it whenever I know the people who are gonna be in my group, and if I don't know no one in that class, like it's pretty difficult because like I don't know them, so it's gonna be hard to communicate with them. And the thing that I hate is that when you get assigned to groups with people you don't know, or like when you have to pick a group where you don't know no one. Most of the time, not most of the time, but like some of the time, I end up doing most of the work, and it sucks because I have to do all the work, and if not, we're gonna get a bad grade, and I care about grades, so if they don't do anything, then I guess I'm gonna have to do all of it. But yeah, sucks. How about you, Monia?
Well, I used to be that kind of person who would do all the work because everyone would not do the work. But then I found that kind of way to like not do all the work. When someone says like I can't draw, then I take that because I don't want to do work. I'd rather draw. And then there's some times when people are like, who's gonna edit? And I'm like, I don't know how to edit, even though I do. Because like yeah, but like my Spanish teacher, she did this kind of thing where we had to be with different people, but whoever doesn't do their work gets points off. And she already knows me for like what, 3 years? Actually, my whole high school life. And she knows that I would do all the work, so usually she would just give me like A's while she knows the other people didn't do the work. And they would probably get like a C or a B.
Dang.
But it's also frustrating when you're like you don't have a friend in the class where you can partner with, and you don't know anyone. So they would usually pick you last, a group. Like if I give you an example, like dodgeball at gym class, and there's like two people who pick teams, I'm the one who
Yeah,
picked
because it's
last.
usually like the popular kids who get to choose, and they pick their friends, and then their friends pick their friends, and then it goes like that. And then since we don't have friends in that class, then we're left like there's like me or like someone else, and then they pick someone else, and then it's me, and then I'm just there feeling embarrassed.
Yeah.
And then like those two leaders like look at each other like who's gonna take
Yeah.
this one?
Well, sometimes the case. Well, this is what I have seen in class. That if it's like if you have to like draw something or you know how to be creative or whatever, they usually pick the people who like know how to draw, like you and you. I'm pretty sure there has been multiple times that people choose you because you do your work.
They don't. They don't actually.
They don't. Well,
no.
But like yeah, I've seen those situations
because they
the ones that you're talking about, Jocelyn.
Or they usually pick the smart person.
Yeah.
I hate
yeah. That. Honestly, I think people just thought I was too different for their taste. You know, I was like too exotic.
Too exotic
to be picked, you know?
What do you
like even if they do know that I am smart or like I draw good, they'll pick someone else. And then I kind of feel insulted in a way.
Because I remember this one time. I think you were there. I think you were the one. I think you were there. Wait, were you in my environmental class in 9th grade?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember this one. I think it was you. I remember she told us to partner up with someone, and I remember this one guy. He looked at you, And I think he asked you, like, oh, can I be partners with you? But you're like, no, I'm already partners with her. He was like, oh, okay. And I think the assignment or the project was to draw something, or I don't know, something, I don't know. I think it was drawing, I think, yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. But I remember that guy went out to you, like, no, I'm already partnered with someone. You're like, he's like,
I
okay.
think I know. I think I've heard that story before.
But yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Like, they would usually pick me because they know that I would finish the work just like that,
Mm-hmm.
or that I draw really fast and it actually has a good result at the end.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
they straight pick me
Uh-huh.
so they can get the work done. But then I'm like, I'll rather be partners with my friend or someone who's introverted because I can actually get their input in it. Not like, oh, you can do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because like I don't like people being left out. Like I don't like it when people are left out, especially introverted people, because like no one picks them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, if I'm gonna be that kind of person, I'll just pick my own group
Mm-hmm.
of introverted people.
Yeah. Because, like, sometimes, well, for me, I'm pretty sure for y'all also, like, when people don't pick you, you just feel, like, so left out. You're like, oh my god, it's so embarrassing. Like, why am I like this? Why am I quiet? Like, why can I not be like them? You know, you start comparing yourself to other people. Like, why can I not be like them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's really, I think that's bad of us to compare ourselves because we know who we are and we know,
Or values.
yes, our values. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
But yeah, you know, everybody's different. But I just hate it how
Mhm.
people just, you know, people are just like that. They don't really include other people. You know, they usually exclude other people from other stuff. But yes.
Yeah. How do y'all feel? Like, have y'all ever felt that you were being targeted by a teacher in the classroom because you don't talk? Like, have y'all ever felt that?
Like many times. So like especially in middle school, like in math class in seventh grade, I'm okay. I don't like bragging, but I'm just saying I was good. I was good in that class.
Okay.
So the the
Oh.
teacher said like, Maria, can you like teach the class how to do this? Because no one got it. I don't know how. But like I had to go up on the and write on the board and teach people how to do this, like the whole class, and it's kind of nerve wracking.
Mm-hmm.
But like I would always get called to answer something, even like when I don't know the answer. Like the teacher would call me. It's always math classes, I
Mm-hmm.
swear. Um, y'all know the one teacher in the yellow hall who's a math teacher.
Yellow hole?
If y'all
I think
remember. And
so.
she would always call me if I made eye contact. So I would just, whenever she said, "Does anyone have an answer?" and I would look down on my paper so she doesn't call me,
Me.
and it usually worked. but like, when I do know the answer, I'll just make eye contact with her, and she knows she'll take. Nerve wracking, man. You gotta look down when they ask that.
And then they like and then they like, hey, can you answer the question? Then they pick on you, like, hey, can you answer the question? You're like, crap, that did not work.
Yeah, many times.
Mm-hmm. For me
Same.
personally, I don't. To be honest, I don't. I'm pretty sure it has happened before, but I don't remember. Yeah, I don't know. What about you, Marilyn? I'm great at
um,
answering these questions. Let's go.
Third grade. I used to, I guess, get sick all the time, and I always wanted to go home. And the teacher would always like,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that I didn't know the material, and I was like, why is she like targeting me? And so, yeah, that was a rough time for me in third grade.
from time, 3rd grade. Don't we love elementary?
Yes.
Oh, sheesh.
Dude, elementary was like my worst school time.
Same.
The
Same
worst.
here. Especially
You thought kindergarten was fun? It wasn't.
especially 5th grade for me.
For me, I think I
Really?
think 5th grade was also one of the hardest. Well, not hardest, but like
Hardest.
like or rocky.
Oh yeah? Well, I got it every year. Every year was
Well,
bad.
Kindergarten too. I mean, it was every other year basically. I guess.
I don't think so. I think only 4th and 5th grade, for sure. But do you guys want to talk about that? About like our experience with elementary? Because we love the elementary, obviously. How did you feel about joining your first club?
Well, okay. First of all, my first club was like the teacher forced me to join it because it was Skills USA.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. But my like real clubs I joined was NHS and robotics. So
Wait, that was your first club?
in software, yeah, not robotics, but like NHS was.
Uh-huh.
And that club we legit did nothing. But when I first got that letter from like, oh, you're like one of the top 15 students, 15% students. I'm not top 15, but like, I thought we had more honor or something. Like we had to do something. We had to like represent our school, but literally we did nothing in that club. And Marilyn can tell you that because we were both in that club. The yearbook actually had nothing to put in the yearbook
for this
that
year,
club.
right?
I have a quick.
Yeah, especially for this year. Actually, every year.
I have a quick question.
But yeah,
How much did y'all pay to join that club? How much was it?
Like 30, maybe.
$30.
30 or 35 or something
around
like
there.
that.
It's just a steal of like not doing anything. You just join the club.
But I mean, I got a
We
stole.
paid like around $60 just for a stole, like
$60.
Well, we joined the club
Really?
when was it? Junior year?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about because like we renew our
Yeah.
member services
And
like
since we
each
didn't
year.
do anything,
We did it. Yeah, we started in like sophomore year.
I don't remember. I have bad memory.
Wasn't it?
I think it was junior year.
sophomore year.
It was sophomore year?
Yeah, like we first joined that club in sophomore year.
But yeah, it's like we paid so much for almost nothing. We basically just paid for the stole, like that was a renewal. Like I don't know. So,
Whoop-de-doo, you finished this club.
Just by getting a soul.
That's it.
You just pay for a soul and that's it.
Yeah, pretty much. You did nothing. My worst club experience, I will tell you, is the yearbook club. I hated that club so much.
Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have heard bad things about that one teacher, but
yeah.
I mean, I joined the yearbook club because of my 9th grade language arts teacher was the teacher for that club. But then it was like a trap, I fell into a large pit. Dude, like we didn't even know how to use the camera, first of all, and she would blame us for our bad pictures. I don't know how to work a camera, first of all. And it was really hard. I don't know, like she made everything every day really bad. And that's when I got my first tardy for her class.
Dang.
I had a record, dude. I had a record. Y'all know.
I never did, so.
But like it was the first week of school, and she was literally said that I won't count y'all absent or like count y'all late because it's the first week of school. So there was this guy, and he like came on Wednesday late, and he had no note, but like literally didn't give him a tardy. But then I went to the wrong class period, okay? I went to my sixth period when it was fifth period. And then I quickly realized after I saw that my classmates were not my classmates. And I went back and she gave me a tardy, dude. This it was so like heartbreaking. Y'all don't even know I
You
cried.
cried?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever been tardy to class. I don't think so.
How lucky.
I don't know about me. I forget everything, so.
I either had a note that I was, doing something else.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I've never been tardy to class. But I've been late to class, but I had a pass. No, it's different, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Um,
Um
the way that I feel about joining the first club, I want to thank Jesslyn for making me join. I mean, not making me, but like encouraging me to join. So I
Yeah,
joined
until
with
like
her.
I was like, you better join or not. We're over. Nah.
I think it was Hope, right? I think that was my first club,
I don't think so.
and it was fun. And then it came to joining beta, and I didn't. But y'all talked me into it, I guess. And then in the NHS, yeah. But yeah, I'm glad I did it. Especially because I like doing community service. Like, it makes me feel better. I'm glad I joined these clubs that I joined because I feel like I liked it, and so by doing that, I found my enjoyment in doing community service, and yeah.
and ranking those hours up.
Yep. Well, for me, my first club was Hope. Because I remember my brother telling me, like, you should join Hope. Like, it's really fun. You're going to make new friends, blah, blah. And so I joined the club. I joined Hope, and I didn't have, like, no one that I knew. And so, like, the only people that, there's some few people that I knew. And so I would, like, sit with them, but we wouldn't, like, talk. And so it was kind of awkward. And I would go to meetings, like, sometimes, and some other times I wouldn't. I wish y'all would have joined Hope since freshman year. But yeah. And then I really love Beta. I feel like the advisor was really I just had the word. She like knew what to do, She already had plans for us, like for community service and all that. And she was well organized. And I really liked Beta. I think Beta was one of my favorite clubs.
I like how involved it was.
Have y'all ever been embarrassed to be alone in a classroom or lunchroom?
Yes, for sure. I think I talked about that last week. Was it last week?
Yeah.
I think it was last week. Well, I'm gonna say it one more time. Well, I remember this one time. Well, it was last year, senior year. I would like because I came from due enrollment from due enrollment, and so I had to go to lunchroom because we couldn't go to any classes. We couldn't go to some classes, or to the library, so we had to go to the lunchroom. And the girls that I would like sit with wouldn't come to the lunchroom. I don't know where they would go, but I would always be there alone sometimes. Like, it was kind of embarrassing. I just felt like everybody was staring at me, and I was like, oh, this is kind of awkward. I don't like when people stare at me. They might think I don't have friends or me, none of that. But yeah, I felt really awkward, and like there would be times where I would ask a teacher if I can stay in their room. They're like, "Yeah, you can stay in here." I'm like, "Okay." So I would like stay in their classroom. But yes, it is embarrassing when you're alone in the lunchroom or in a classroom. But yeah,
Yeah, like you would only have like 10 minutes to like sit with us
yes, 10
for our
minutes.
lunch period.
But yeah, it's really embarrassing to be alone.
I really felt bad because you also sat where the band table was, and that table would be so
Oh, it was
messy.
so disgusting. I just hated it.
Like, I don't know why they did that.
Like they will usually leave their trays on their on the table. I was about to say on the kitchen, on the table all the time. So annoying. And then I felt bad for the janitor. He had to clean it up. And
Yeah, sometimes the teachers made them clean up.
what about you, Marilyn?
Um,
Have you ever had any? Mm-hmm.
like, what do you mean? Oh, embarrassing?
Yeah, and have you ever been embarrassed to be alone?
Well, yeah. Yes, and yeah. I mean, the reason why I wear headphones around the hallways all the time, or I used to, was because
Like always.
was because I just didn't want to be walking. I feel awkward like walking in like the hallway by myself without like no one around me or like my friends, or like having my music on made me feel more comfortable, I guess, better. There would be this time where I think it was in junior year maybe. My teacher would let us eat in the classroom because it was a small
Mm-hmm.
class. It was like what, 8 of us, five, and I don't know. And me and my friend we were staying there, and then um I just didn't like going to the lunchroom sometimes. Like too much noise, or sometimes I just wanted to do my own thing. And being able to stay in the classroom um made me feel better. Instead of like, okay, what if one day that one friend um that would that I would stay with in the classroom wasn't there in the lunchroom? Like, I
Mm-hmm.
would feel, I guess, embarrassed to be by myself because I'm like, there she doesn't have friends or stuff like that, you know. And so now, if since we would usually be in the classroom, if she wasn't there, um, I wouldn't be like thinking, oh, she like people. Well, I wouldn't be thinking what people would be thinking of me. And so I guess that that was a way of me. How do I say this? Like not overcoming, but like fighting, I guess, the embarrassment of being alone in an area at school.
Mm-hmm.
Just hiding myself, hiding in the classroom. But yeah.
What about you, Maria?
Well, I actually feel scared to be by myself in a classroom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no friends or anything. And, like, I have, like, sometimes anxiety attacks because I keep thinking, like, what's gonna happen? Am I in trouble or whatever? Like, it also makes me breathless because I'm, like, thinking and, like, I'm forgetting how to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
But, I sometimes I feel better when like my friend decides to follow me wherever I go. And I'm not alone because I also like hear stories about this person got whatever or like this person got hit or something. Because I hear a bunch of rumors from people,
Uh-huh.
and then it's also like nerve wracking when the teacher just really calls you after school, like not after school, but like after class, and then people just look at you like, "Ooh,
Oh, especially when they call you to the
Intercom.
yeah, intercom. Like, ooh, she's in
oh my god, yeah."
trouble. Like, no, I'm not.
That happened to me in middle school a lot. I was called 7 times to the counselor's
Dang, what
office.
did you even do? You punched someone in the face.
Oh heck no! It was I was friends with a
Oh,
popular
I
guy.
remember that. I
Oh.
think you told me about that.
That's why.
Drama?
Mhm.
Like in sixth grade. So I was relatively a new student because I was supposed to go to a different school, but I arrived at school at like what
Mhm.
11, and so we were like going to lunch, and so usually the popular kids pick the new kids for their group.
Mhm.
That's what I thought of. And so I was with them for like a long time until there was so much drama going on, I swear, cuz um he would date like one of the main best friends and then another one after that and then it'd be a whole drama. But like I don't know. He also pranked me a lot, which really made me mad because I was like, what kind of
Mhm.
best friend is that?
Oh dang! I should stop doing
Yeah,
that.
Jocelyn.
Yeah. No, not like that. Not like what Jesslyn does. This was like way
Oh,
worse
so
because
it's
I was
worse.
like,
So
okay,
it's bad what
pretty
Jocelyn does.
yeah. I was a very gullible person.
Mm.
Like, okay, so you would prank me like this guy likes you. You know that kind of like gullible person who believes that happened.
Yeah.
And he was the one who wrote notes and stuff,
Mhm.
being like, oh, this is from your the guy. And I was like, oh, really? And then in seventh grade, I literally just turned it off. Like I'm not gonna be in this group
Wait,
anymore.
Mhm.
so he would
But
write fake
hmm?
letters pretending that it was your admirer? Like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
that's messed up.
It's so messed up. Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Dude, it was even the teacher. I was like, I don't want to be with this person anymore. And then, dude, it was so awkward because he felt bad, I guess, but she changed us where we used to sit together all the time. But then I was on the other side of the classroom and he was on the other side of the classroom.
Mm, that's just messed
Yeah.
up.
And I I also lost like contact with our whole like group.
Mhm.
I don't And then it all changed in high school because I was more alone. I wasn't like I guess popular
Mhm.
anymore. I was my own person. And it felt embarrassing to be alone in the hallways and then like it's really hard to like make friends
Mhm. Have to
again,
start all
you know?
over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're nothing anymore. But then in like junior year, it kind of changed. Sophomore year, actually, because of forensics class, I love grading papers. I
Mhm.
don't know why.
Mhm.
And so the teacher would always be like, "Oh, you made a good grade. Okay, you can grade the papers." So I graded papers with my friend, and that was about it. Like that's how. Like I don't go to classrooms by myself or like the lunchroom by myself as
Mhm.
much. It's like you gotta move on, man. You can't be dependent on
Yeah.
anyone.
Yep. You
Yeah.
can't depend on others. You have to be independent. Even though it's
Hmm.
hard, but you just gotta do it.
Do you have anything else to add to the topic?
No, not really.
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I have a question. To end it off, to end the episode off.
Mhm.
Would y'all rather live in a house, in a beautiful house with an ugly car, or a beautiful car with a ugly house?
This is kind of hard. I feel like I'd rather live in a nice house.
Yeah.
Because I already have a crappy car, so I'm just kidding. I love my car. But yeah, I'd rather live in a nice house and have a crappy car.
Actually, same.
Same.
I I barely get out of the house now. Um, and since like my dad's teaching me how to drive, I still don't like driving. I like being a passenger. Um, So I'll rather be in a pretty house, as long as there's food, Xbox. I'm fine.
What about you, Marilyn?
I would go with the beautiful house and a crappy car. Just because I'm gonna be living in my house most of the time. I'm spending most of my time in the house. And my car is just like whatever. I'm not
It's
really
like whatever.
I'm not really big on cars, like
Yeah, you just need a car that takes you to point A to point B, so that's all you need.
yeah.
You need it nice, yes.
Right.
Make sure to follow us on our social media platforms at Introverted Girls Talk.
And as we like to say, yes, we talk.